It's still weird waking up alone. I was with Callum for almost 3 years, and he moved out 6 months ago, but this morning when I opened my eyes, for a second I thought he was just out of town on an acting job, and maybe I'd have a text waiting. But of course not. Instead, I stayed under the covers and addressed my problems to the framed photo of the late beloved Ruth Bader Ginsburg on the wall of my tiny partitioned bedroom. Ruth keeps me on a firm, morally responsible track, and I like to think that she secretly enjoyed watching Callum and me having sex. In all matters except maybe wardrobe, I always ask myself, what would Ruth Ginsburg do? So today, as I wondered if I was ever going to fall in love again, truly in love this time, Ruth informed me,
"Stop whining and go to work, you little pisher. I'm in heaven, but I'm still busy."
Ruth often sounds just like my equally beloved 85-year-old great-aunt Miriam. I took a shower using my new manly body wash, which is exactly the same as the female version, only with simplified graphics and a steel gray squared-off bottle, as if it contains motor oil and testosterone. I slathered on Kiehl's Creme de Corps moisturizer because a model at my gym recommended it after he glanced at my pores with pity, but then insisted, "No, they're fine, really. You just need to think about them." I brushed my teeth with a gel that promised triple extreme dazzling whiteness, thanks to gene-spliced wintergreen. And then I got busy with more hair care products than a Mormon family has children. I was pampering myself, as a fan of what the mindfulness tutorials call self-care, in order to heal and glow. But after a final check in the mirror, I knew none of it was working. I wasn't healed and I wasn't glowing, and a sizable chunk of my hair was completely awry as if it was signaling frantically for help. "So?" asked my roommate Adam once I'd reached the kitchen area of our shared, let's call it a 3-bedroom in the budget-friendly wilds of Hell's Kitchen. Adam's a Broadway dancer, which means that just seeing him both cheered me up and sent me into a body image spiral because he's got the lithe muscles you only achieve from doing cardio for a living. He was wearing the limp, colorless, shredded sweats that dancers barely cover themselves with. "Are you feeling any better?" He offered me a smoothie he'd concocted. He meant well, but I shook my head no as I plunged my hand into a box of Frosted Flakes, which made Adam look Whole Foods judgmental, but also heartbroken on my behalf. I studied Tony the Tiger on the cereal box and wondered if he'd ever been cheated on, maybe by the Lucky Charms leprechaun or Cap'n Crunch. "You people make me sick," said Louise, my other roommate, emerging from her bedroom. Louise isn't a morning person, and she's working on her novel while contributing to a black feminist website, which means, as she says, I get to write about stuff that really matters without getting paid. Adam and Louise are a great balance because Adam sees life as the peppiest, most joyful musical comedy, and Louise wants to strangle him, but, as she puts it, with love. "Here's what I think Carter should do," said Adam, stretching his hamstrings across one of our mismatched folding chairs. "I think he should find a guy who's even cuter than Callum, which I know won't be easy. But when he does, he should marry him and make a sex video and send it to Callum using the score from Waitress, because that's Callum's favorite." The scary thing was, I instantly pictured myself having pounding raw sex with some mouth-wateringly hot imaginary stud while a woman sang a tender ballad about rediscovering her true self. "I think Carter should thank whatever God he believes in," suggested Louise, "for getting rid of that cheating scumbag Callum, and then Carter should buy us some sourdough pretzels on his way home." "Everyone," I said, "you don't have to worry about me, because I've been working on myself, and last night I didn't dream about Callum. Not even after I saw his Toyota ad, the one where he runs out of the surf and towels off in front of his Toyota. I'm entering a new and totally happy chapter of my life because I finally made a decision. Love doesn't exist." Louise nodded in agreement as Adam regarded me as if I'd slaughtered a puppy. "Carter Ogden," Adam said firmly, jabbing at his phone. "I'm sending you the entire score of Pippin right now. I mean it.